and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stanosa and
Can
I'm
you guys
joined
hear
by Mr. Josh. A very formal.
Do we want to watch the whole
Mister.
thing?
Or is it
Mister.
Sir? Would you prefer to be a Sir or a Mister? Well,
No, I
I
can't
Sir is
claim
way
Sir.
better, right?
I can't claim
Oh,
Sir. Sir is
Ah,
like
Sir.
for people like Patrick Stewart. Like, you know, it's Captain Jean-Luc
Got the same
Picard. He's a
hairstyle.
Sir.
Anyway, on that bombshell and
bloody
moving
hell.
on. Let's talk about Rework Mercy, but then let's also talk about supports and tanks and their current state in the game. So, we've got this thing going on, which is this whole hashtag Rework Mercy. And I have seen some quite frankly insane ideas of like, we
Insane
should
in a
bring
good way or a
back
bad way?
Mercy's old res, because that would counter Goat's comp. And I'm like, what am I reading? I'm like, what is
no.
this? Did these people realise what the game was like back then?
Yes,
That was
I
not good.
played
That was
this in
not
season
good
1
at all.
when I was
So,
GM.
what we're going to do in this
on
video is
Microsoft
talk
and
about
someone.
Mercy and the idea of reworking her to begin with. But what I've got to say at the start of this video is something like the mass res should never, ever come back into the game, because there is no skill there. There is nothing involved with that, and it was horrifically bad.
And if that wouldn't fix goats, that would make goats worse. Everyone would just die, and then suddenly,
And
oh
come
no,
back.
everyone's suddenly back, and they have all their cooldowns available. And oh, now there's more ults being used in the fight, and now Mercy's charged up her ult again. Fights would never end. Literally. Oh my god.
I disagree
no,
with that,
don't bring
though.
back that res. Yes, that res should not come back. If you can't remember what it was like playing Mercy in those days, let me remind you where there'll be
Oh
a
my
big
God,
fight
the
happening. on
Mercy
point.
hate,
No,
honestly,
you're playing
it
Mercy.
literally
You're
jumped
say
out.
on Volskaya B, and
It's
you're
just 'cause
sat almost literally
Slowest
in the
does not play
spawn,
Mercy,
just
so
waiting
and
and
it's
waiting
clear
and
that
waiting,
he has
waiting
a
for that number to
hatred
turn
of
5,
Mercy.
number turns 5, okay, press Q, boom, heroes never die, everybody's back, and suddenly the fight dynamic has completely changed. If they've used ults, they've basically lost the fight because yours just negated everything, and it's just not
But that's why
fun.
you don't
Like,
use
rezzing
all your
is
ults at
just
the one.
such a powerful
one time,
mechanic.
it's
It
meant
needs to be
to,
tempered. This is why Mercy's reses were so tweaked constantly, right, and consistently. This is why Mercy meta completely took over, when she could basically do it instantaneously every so often with Valkyrie and stuff like that. Resurrection is a extremely powerful ability in Overwatch, and any form of it existing is always going to be.
Here's my thing. I'd rather have mass res in the game rather than what we have right now, which is just constant crowd control, constant ult stacking, nothing to counter it. One Zarya grab and you're all dead. Like, is that really fun? I'd rather, like, mass res wasn't even that huge of a problem. I played this game since season 1, and it wasn't even like, it was like people were against it. They didn't find it fun to play against, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. Like the current state of the game. That's just my opinion.
Mercy is the fantasy of Mercy is she's the quintessential primary healer. She is the medic. When you see
She's the medic.
the initial announcement trailer,
Stella
for
just said
Overwatch,
she's
she comes
the
out of the sky
quintessential
and she's
primary
like,
healer.
"Ah,
But she can't
heroes
even
never
heal,
die."
out-heal
Well, I
Anna
don't think
or
she says that,
Moira.
but she sort of comes
She's
down to a
Scottish
child
all
in
of
a
a
war zone. Yeah. Anyway, she's on paper the big daddy healer or the big mommy healer, whatever you want to say, right? Anyway, let's take a look at the recent buff that she got to Valkyrie. Now, what they did is they reduced the ultimate cost by 15%, so you get more Valkyries, and the healing per second was increased from 50 to 60, which was the standard healing she used to do on her normal heal beam before they nerfed that back to 50 from 60. So she effectively gets her old heal when she uses Valkyrie. Now, at the time, I remember
Yeah, what's
discussing,
the
is this
point?
enough for Mercy? Does this fix Mercy? Does she need more power in Valkyrie? Is Valkyrie too good of an ability?
She needs
Or
more heals.
isn't
That's
it? You know,
oh
it's
my
all
god.
this
That's
discussions
the
going on now.
problem.
Valkyrie, I don't think is a ridiculously powerful ultimate. I think it's a good ultimate.
It's not a
But
good ultimate.
Mercy's
No one
issue, I
said that
think, at the
ever.
time we came to the conclusion
This
of,
guy clearly
she
does
still
not
isn't
play
doing
Mercy.
enough healing to fulfill this primary healer slot when you look at other healers. However, before you come in on this, Josh, I want to say that I don't think this is Mercy's fault, because heroes like Moira and Anna can simply pump out way more healing given the current meta of the game, and this is where Mercy suffers, because she can't do that. In a death ball, in any kind of tank comp, Moira is doing so much healing, it is absolutely obscene. It is just ridiculous. Same for Anna, but you could say Moira is much easier to pull off the obscene healing, because with Anna at least you've got to land a nade. But even then,
How
you're still
long is
pumping
this
out a lot of
video?
healing.
Jesus, 20
Mercy's
minutes.
just sort of standing there twiddling a staff, just healing one target, and it's
Oh,
not
I
great.
agree with that.
You know, so
Like,
how could
she
you
does not
possibly
do
fix
anything
that? Or
compared
is
to
this something
Moira.
that even needs to be fixed? Or do you think Mercy's actually okay?
I think Mercy's actually okay from a gameplay balance point of
So why
view.
the rework Mercy?
I think people want Mercy reworked because she's just unfulfilling to play more than anything. She feels
That's
very
true.
bland. Like, where's your big exciting moment as Mercy? That's sort of the big question I have. Most supports, like Moira, activates Coalescence, and suddenly you're drilling people down. Anna's got all of her cool shooting and stuff. Zenyatta destroys people and annihilates people, and there's this big transcendence. Mercy activates Valkyrie and just floats around a little bit and heals everybody and can never be bloody killed. Don't bother trying, trust me. it's
Wait,
not
who
worth
is
it.
this person
And
that's
she's
talking?
just not exciting in a way that
Doesn't
the other
say.
heroes kind of are, to be honest with you. And I think that's sort of the issue that I think people might be having with Mercy. That's sort of one of the complaints I hear quite a lot about her, is that it's not that she feels super weak, although sometimes she does feel like she doesn't quite pump out the same amount of healing as other heroes, but that's just kind of hero
Oh my
balance.
god,
Mercy
people
gets
dragging him in
extra
the
points
comments.
for being
Well,
very mobile, being very hard to kill, having a resurrect. Like, that's all going to cost you in terms of your healing output overall, compared to someone like Moira, who can't resurrect and only has one cooldown to help us sort of survive every couple of seconds, and that's not quite as good as Mercy's Guardian Angel. It can't get you around quite as quickly. So it's
Yeah.
like, she might need something just to make her that little bit more dramatic, that little, like, have that cool moment that makes Mercy seem incredible, makes Mercy seem great, makes a good Mercy sort of stand out and make you go, oh my god, Mercy, you're doing it. You're really doing it. I will say that, like, if you do play against a good Mercy player, you can feel it. I've definitely played in matches where it's like, it's almost like when you're losing to like a Bastion or a Torbjorn in my head still. For
What
some
is
reason,
that?
Which is
Oh
like,
my
guys,
God.
we're losing to like a Mercy healer here because we just can't out DPS her because she seems to be everywhere all at the same time. She seems to just be on everybody. Somehow,
I mean,
we're
this
not
guy
getting
makes
the
fair
DPS out.
points.
Somehow we're still losing this. It's not even like Moira or
Right
Anna
now.
we're dealing with. This is just a good solid Mercy who can't die apparently. But she needs that moment. She needs that dramatic moment that makes her great.
Maybe we're coming at this from the wrong point of view then. I mean, when I first seen the whole rework Mercy stuff, I was like, these people have got to be crazy. Like, Mercy is okay. It doesn't need she doesn't need mass res because you're an idiot if you think she needs.
Oof, that my brain cells cannot handle this. Okay, well, first of all, Stylosa doesn't even play Mercy. Okay, he doesn't understand what it feels like to play Mercy at Masters or whatever, right? Like, I played Mercy yesterday on stream. I literally felt like I had no impact at all playing Mercy. That's the problem. And he is making it sound like Mercy is okay when she's not. Hello?
Needs mass res. But maybe she does need a rework though. But a rework in the way you just explained. A fun rework, so she's actually interesting to play. Because is that what we're saying here? That she's not interesting to play? Now I know, like our support hero, I guess roster that we personally play is fairly similar. That is, it
He's
doesn't
just
include
jumping
Mercy.
on the rework
Yeah.
Mercy
I
train
don't like
because
playing
it gives
Mercy.
him content.
So it's always
Let's be
hard for me
real.
to start talking about Mercy, like, oh, you know, what could we do to Mercy, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I'm not having, I don't want to say having an impact, but I feel like I'm not really doing too much when I select Mercy. But this is because I only select Mercy if there's a Pharah on our team. And I'm like, well, you know what, I'll just pocket the Pharah. Or there's an Ashe, I'll be like, I'll just pocket the Ashe and see what happens. But I still feel like I'm not doing anything because I'm not a very good Mercy player. So I'll stand there with a damage boost on, sort of hiding behind the corner like, this is great. Like, I could legitimately look at my phone.
He literally just contradicted himself by saying he doesn't play Mercy and he's not a good Mercy, and at the same time he's saying Mercy is okay. Like, hello, that's exactly why we're doing this whole rework Mercy thing. Because we're actual Mercy players who understand why it's frustrating to play Mercy. And then you make this whole spiel, you don't even know what you're talking about.
And like, yeah. Oh, she's taking some damage. I'll just press left mouse button now. A bit of heal. Oh, back to right mouse button. Oh yeah. So what's going on Twitter? That's kind of my Mercy experience, which is bad. I get that. However, when you play against her, and like you say, when she pops Valkyrie and she flies around, she is pointless attacking in that mode. But what actually is she doing in Valkyrie? Now, I remember we had a massive discussion about this before in the old Mercy video, where Valkyrie is an interesting ultimate because you always get value from Valkyrie, because if you're not healing, you're damage boosting, and you never really die unless somebody.
I rarely
lands an
damage boost
absolutely
in
perfect
Valkyrie
Widowmaker
because I need to
headshot
keep up
on
my
you and
heals,
just
but
kills you.
okay.
Like, nothing else is really going to kill you, because by the time they shoot you again, you're just going to regenerate your health. And she's always
Guys,
getting
don't make
some
this
sort of
personal.
value
I'm just
from it.
talking about his opinions.
But what could you do
Alright.
to that to make it more engaging? See, I remember, like, well, it's I don't know, like, I think we threw ideas around of like Uber charge and things like that. I think I might have said something along the lines of, if people are taking
He has a hella ads
whatever
in
their
the
relative health pool is, like percentage-wise. So if they're lower on health, you actually heal them faster. So
Yeah.
this gives Mercy almost like a little mini game where it's like, oh, that person's dying, so I can like really go in and really intervene and fly in and then bring them back from death, because that's kind of in my head what the fantasy of this hero is.
I've got you, but yeah, my Mercy experience is very similar. I play every support but Mercy. Like, I try and get out of playing Mercy as much as humanly possible.
So this guy doesn't play Mercy either. Why are these two talking about Mercy? Oh my god. I'm tilted. These two don't play Mercy at all. Oh my god. Okay, let's
Because
see what
I'm
else they have
just
to say.
Not a good one, because honestly, I think the simple reason is I get bored and I want to try and do things. I want to try and be proactive when I play heroes, and you can't really do that on Mercy. You sort of give up all agency and have to rely on other people to make plays, and then you can support them making those plays, and you can do a good job with that. You can do a lot with that. But if people aren't making the plays, well, you're kind of like, well, I should have just picked Zenyatta and thrown balls at people, because that's fun to do, and you can actually have a big impact while doing it. So I do think that,
Well,
like if
you know what? I'll stop you there, Josh, because I think this takes on to our next point. Like, the whole idea of people hating supports and tanks, or not hate. Well, I guess hate might be a bit of a strong word, but hating to play them, not actually hating the heroes. Like, oh, I hate Ana, I hate Mercy. But
Should I
being
even
forced
upload this on
onto them.
YouTube, guys? What do you
Why
think?
is that the case right now?
Look, I don't
You
even know if I
just
should
come off the
continue
game.
watching this. This is not really
Maybe I'll
worth
use
my
footage in
time.
this video. I might have done. I'm not sure. But it is of a game on Gibraltar, and it's a fairly high master game. And I started the game off playing Mercy. Hilariously, this is with a Pharah. The Pharah got killed straight away and swapped to Widowmaker. So
I
was
wanna
like,
hear what he
right,
has to
okay.
say.
Our
Yeah.
main healer was Ana, I believe. Well, I guess you could say, yeah, it was Ana. So I swapped to Lucio and just started to do Lucio things. And we didn't really get anywhere, and it was really frustrating. And we barely pushed the payload just under the arch, the bridge at the start, just barely up the ramp. It was quite bad. The team was all over the place. I'm standing around like I just felt like I was doing nothing. And I knew that if I swapped my hero to like Ashe or something to try and force the issue, then we just wouldn't have enough healing. So I'm just sort of standing there like, what am I doing?
Okay, you know what? I've had enough. Like, I don't want to watch anymore. I don't even know what he's trying to say, but I disagree with what he said. There were like some things that was said in the video, like Mercy doesn't feel impactful and stuff, that I agree with. But he, like, honestly, he shouldn't be talking about Mercy because he doesn't really know the hero. But should we get back into Overwatch now? I don't know. That was a waste of my time. We survived half of it. No more.